and welcome to another edition of Snippets with me, Dede Adanki, bringing you the trending stories on the internet today. Let's get into it. Richard Amakwe is in the news. Apparently, he's been in a divorce battle with his ex-wife over division of properties. The wife sued him to a tune of 50 million cedis and some properties, but the judge awarded her just 300,000 cedis, 2 cars, and 1/3 of a house they own in Dansoman. Yes, 1/3. So she owns 1 bedroom and he owns 2 bedrooms of the same house. Some might think this is an unfair ruling, but according to the judge, he arrived at this ruling after careful deliberations, and it is to deter other women and men from going into marriage just to divorce for the sake of properties. But this is an unfair ruling in a lot of ways, according to me. According to me, I don't agree with it. His reasoning for the ruling, I don't think it's supported by the law, because according to the marital law, I think it's supposed to be 50-50, unless the property was acquired in the other person's name solely. In this case, the business was started in the course of their marriage. So she added her resources, her support, her sweat, whatever it is that she added. She contributed to their first business that has birthed other businesses and made him a successful businessman. So if there's going to be any ruling, it just has to be fair, where she gets what's due her and she parts ways amicably, where she's able to start or move on with her life and build something for herself. Because now she's living with nothing except her kids, which the courts gave her custody of and gave the man visiting rights and weekends and holidays. Moving on to the next story. CAF President Dr. Patrice Motsepe is in Senegal, and he has been speaking to members of the press regarding the CAF ruling to award Morocco the AFCON. Yes, it's interesting because people might be wondering what he's doing in Senegal. He said him awarding the trophy and the medals to the Senegalese national team after the final was him just following due process, because that was the outcome of the match. But the rule of football, and in this case, the rule of law, must be upheld, which he thinks was arrived at by CAF after the appeal by the Moroccan Federation. So he just says there's no ill intentions towards Senegal and it's all cordial and friendly. But he said to me, the president of Senegal, later today to discuss some things with him.
So what I'm trying to avoid is every time I have a press conference, this is the question they ask me, because it is a legitimate question. I gave Sadio Mane the gold medal. I gave Koulibaly the gold medal. I gave Sadio Mane the trophy. I gave Sadio Mane 10 million American dollars. But I have to follow the law. And I have to respect the rules and the regulation. So a decision was made by the CAF disciplinary board. The head of the CAF disciplinary board comes from Senegal, and he could not participate in that meeting because he comes from Senegal. And I can tell you, I'm very proud of him.
Some people just think this is not the perfect time for him to be doing that, especially after the ruling has been delivered. Probably this visit should have come before the ruling, where you explain to the president, what has gone to the third person. But that would have also made the ruling biased, because he would have been privy to the ruling that the committee that was set up to look into this appeal put out. So it would have been also he had prior knowledge, and why did that happen, and it would have been breach of contract and bias and a whole lot of words being thrown at him. So in this case, there was no win-win for him. It was always going to be a lose-lose situation. Yes, and that's where we are. Moving on to the next story. Fijian farms have been given a 4-week ultimatum by the fisheries minister to revise some of their practices at their farms, where the minister visited today. The minister cited issues of safety and concern for the environment with which the fish were being produced. He thinks if there's an outbreak in that farm, it would affect the entire Volta Basin, the entire fish farming across the Volta Basin, which would in turn affect the country because we depend a lot on the fishes that come from this part of the country.
So those are stingerlings, right? Oh, this thing here is so wrong. The biological security of the fish. So up here, the tank coming like this, not like that. A big tomato and animal will catch a disease. You people go and put it in the Volta River. So your disease here will affect upper just one water lake in Nara. You are truly the cause of the fish disease. Oh no, let him come. Let him anyway, I don't even know how to say it. You should be properly attired, secure. The dirty clothes and the sachet water, all this, they should not be here. They should not be here. Okay. Sorry. Okay.
They've also been fined 250,000 cedis for breach of these safety protocols. And we hope this will serve as a deterrent to anyone in the fishing or food business. We rely on you for our health, for the economy. So our safety should be paramount to any other thing. Yes, even profits. So produce in clean environment, treat the food as you would do to your own because we are going to consume it. And if you fall sick, the economy breaks down. Moving on to the last story of the day. The Minister of Sports and Recreation has reiterated that the Ghanaian coach will be known before the end of the week or latest by Monday. Yes, this he said would aid in preparation and increase trust in the team if people know who is going to lead the team at the World Cup. Obviously, this comes as a result of Utuado being sacked after his defeat to Germany in Stuttgart. And there being just a few days to go to the 2026 World Cup. People are anxious. We want to know who is going to lead the Black Stars to the World Cup. We want to know our chances because the coach you choose obviously influences your chances at the World Cup. You need a good coach to coach good players.
Hopefully, if by this weekend we don't announce the coach, latest by Monday we should be able to announce our new coach.
Okay, so we are heading somewhere.
We've come very far. They still have just a few more to talk to, and when they finish talking to those few, maybe by Friday we can take a decision. So you either between Friday and Monday we should be able to let you know.
Still on the Black Stars, a big blow to Ghana because Mohamed Kudus has apparently suffered a relapse in his return from injury. This came as a shock and a disappointment to a lot of Ghanaians because he is one of our key players. Call him the playmaker of the team in recent times. And we're looking forward to having him as part of the squad to go to the World Cup. But that notwithstanding, all hope is not yet lost. There could still be time for him to recover and make the team to the World Cup. Even if he's not fully fit, I believe a half-fit Kudus could pull surprises at the World Cup and increase the chances of Ghana succeeding at the World Cup. Yes, that brings us to the end of today's session. Yes, thank you for sticking and staying with us. Like, subscribe, and share. Come back for another episode of Snippets with me, Dede Adanki. Thank you. Bye-bye.